privileged position to learn a thing or two.
I'll make your ass!
Motherfucker. You think you fucking with?
You make that paper.
Yo, watch this. This is that shit right here. This is that shit.
What up, though? You tuned in to another episode of Cerebral Junkies. I'm Mez.
This Drew.
Yeah, and we getting into sports movies today. So just to name off a couple off the top of my head, we got Friday Night Lights, White Man Can't Jump. Let's see, Rocky series,
Creed series, Gridiron Gang.
Yeah. Just how it used to be. Those some good. Yeah, it's a lot of sports movies. You got Like Mike.
How you do that?
That's another good one. So since we're going off of that, let's start with your worst sports movies. What you thinking? Like movies that didn't make it. Like they tried, but they didn't try good enough.
All right, off the top of my head, I gotta go with Crossover. But this is the thing. I had to watch this. I had to watch this movie over and over again because you know when your cable go out. But if you got DVR though, you can watch the movie that's recorded.
Yeah.
That was one of the movies we had recorded, so I had to watch it over and over again. That movie trash. That movie horrible.
Yeah.
So that's first on my. But it got basketball in it, so you know you be trying to watch it. You know it got basketball. You like, I might like it. It got hot sauce in there.
Yeah, that was another thing. And one dude who was finally in the movie, and it had what's his name, Lil JJ.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I can't. It's been.
He was in it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And what I like,
I know he wasn't a main character though. It was Anthony. It was Papa Doc.
Let that bitch go fly.
Anthony Mackie. Shout out Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. Yeah, I'll say one of the worst movies I say is Like Mike 2. It's like already the original is gonna be better, but it was just all the way off. Like you can't. They really shouldn't even made a Like Mike 2. Where can you go besides Calvin Cambridge? So
then they had Kel in there, Kel
and they had the boy from Big Mama's house. The little boy is so. All right, since we just talked about the worst movies.
What's that other one? The Cookout. That's another.
That was a good one.
You know, that's like I said worst movies, but it's still a good movie to me because it was hilarious. It's between worst sports movies mixed with a good comedy movie because it was like Queen Latifah went crazy in that movie. She had me rolling the whole time, but it wasn't. They ain't really highlight basketball like that. You know what I'm saying? He had that one scene where he was hooping at the park and got elbows
that one's supposed to be.
They showed a little bit of skills. I'm like, okay, he can hoop, but they should have went further into like his basketball career.
You right, man. I was just playing.
It was too much of the drama.
You right.
So I mean, but now let's go into the top movies. Like, what's your top 3?
All right, all time.
Yeah.
My number 1, I gotta go with Rocky 4. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier, the Rocky series already one of the best franchises out. They still going with Creed.
Yeah.
Now, and Rocky already. I feel like Rocky was the first one, not even one of the first, but one of the first sports movies I've seen that really touched on the dramatics of sports. You know what I'm saying? Like they tackled like his family life. You know what I'm saying? Like he ended up getting brain damage and whatnot, and that was all developing like over time. But Rocky 4 was like one of the main conclusion at that point. You know what I'm saying? Then you got him fighting a Russian, like you can't beat that. Then
protecting the home team,
right off top. Then second and third, you know what I'm saying? It's really like a tie between these two on my list. But Rocky 4 for sure number 1. But number 2 and number 3 is Mighty Ducks 2 and White Man Can't Jump. Mighty Ducks 2 was just a childhood movie I always liked when they went against Iceland. Like that little underdog story always got to me. Then they was kids, so I feel like I could relate. You know what I'm saying? And then just like the comeback story, and then everything that happened with the coach in that movie, Milo Estevez. I don't know if y'all know that's Charlie Sheen's brother, by the way.
Yep.
But that's always a hit for me. I can watch that now. Sit up there and watch Mighty Ducks 2. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a kid again.
Yeah.
Then White Man Can't Jump off top. I like basketball. The hustle story got me from the jump. He almost hustled me in the beginning. I didn't think he could hoop. You know what I'm saying? When I first watched the movie, he was balling. I fell in love right there. Then how they played each other at a certain point and they ended up linking up in the end. It's just a good story all around. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. And it's like some cold hooping in there. You got Dwayne Martin in there who really can hoop. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple other real hoopers in there. So it's just, they're my favorite movies. What about like your favorite?
All right, so my top 3, I gotta go with like you said, it's not Rocky 4, but it's Rocky 3. And
that's for sure.
Like that it was like a good movie because you show he was on top and then he got knocked down by Clever Lane, and you had to see him go back through those trenches because he was living on you know what I'm saying, he was on his high horse. He's like, I could beat everybody, and Mickey was like, man, those are scrubs, those are setup fights, and he actually fought a dog and got his ass knocked out. Quick. He had to like go through. He had linked up with Creed. Yeah. Creed took him to the hood in L.A. Got them together. You know what I'm saying? My favorite line is, "There is no tomorrow."
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
So I live by that. There is no tomorrow. So number 2, I gotta go with He Got Game. You know, Denzel for one went crazy.
Maybe you can stop hating me so I can bring your mother back. Maybe we can start being father and son again now. Huh? Can we
ain't
do
my
that?
father.
You look out for yourself. You look out for your sister. You ain't got to worry about me no more. But you get that hatred out your heart, boy. Or you're gonna end up just another nigga. Like your father. Sure, boy.
And it's just like Ray Allen, and he got a real NBA star, and it's a Spike Lee movie, so you know it's like the cinematics was there, and it was about him, like his dad, which was Denzel Washington, killed his mama, went to jail, so he was really just protecting his sister. So it was really like one of those classic hood stories where the dad not in the, you know what I'm saying, in the picture, and you make it to the, well, he didn't make it to the league, but he went to college, the same college his dad wanted to go to. So number 3, I gotta go with Above the Rim. Man, that's another one. It's something about those hood sports movies, like you know what I'm saying. So, and you got, like you said, Dwayne Martin, who is a real hooper. He actually went to college to hoop in New York, and that was just a good movie. He had Pac, rest in peace, and what's my man's name? Woody Harris. No, not Woody Harris. Wood Harris. Wood Harris.
Yeah, he in there, yo.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the chef, David Ruffin. What's his real name?
Leon.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, I know he only got one. He only got one name. He only got one name.
I've made your asses. You can't fire me.
I know he ain't got no last name. Yeah.
So that's my top 3.
Real too.
Yeah,
for real too.
Yep. Even with what's his name, Flatso.
Was it Flatso?
Yeah. That's what he got. I mean, it's Flatso. But yeah, that's a good top 3 though.
Yeah, that is. Both of our top 3s, I feel like they legit. They can stand on any top 3 in terms of like the sports movies. Mm-hmm. But since we talking about our top sports movies, like they might have something in common or not. But what do you think like makes a good or great sports movie? Not just good, but a great sports movie. Like, or what would you like to see in like a great sports movie? Like, what you think is a necessity?
That's a good question because you got to think about. It's like you got to. Everything, all of my top ones, it grabbed my emotions. You know what I'm saying?
And that's I feel like that too.
You know what I'm saying? That character development where it's like you there with the ride with them. It's like it take you through the ups and downs. I feel like perseverance, like really adversity. Once you see adversity in the like whatever film, like sports film, and them going through it to come out on top, that's what makes a good sports movie to me.
I feel like that part that you just stated is probably number 1 on my list. Like that adversity or that perseverance part. Like not even that they got to win at the end, but it's just that like how did y'all get to this point? You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to start at the bottom, but if you start at the top, it got to be something like you said, Rocky 3, that knock you down, and you got to persevere to that point. That perseverance part in any movie is intricate. I feel like if that part don't hit or grab your emotion, like you said, like the movie ain't gonna hit. One of the things I feel like is necessary in a good sports movie is like a worthy adversary. You feel me? Like a worthy opponent. Like you need that opponent. Like it. You don't want to just have him be like dominant. Like you want to kind of build an emotional attachment to him too, or you know what I'm saying. Whoever the opponent is, whether it be a team or whatever, you want to give a slight emotional attachment to. Like maybe some history with, you know what I'm saying, the opposing individual, or maybe like. Just like a backstory on their end, you know what I'm saying? Like how in Creed, where the younger Russian was fighting Creed now, like how, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you kind of can relate to him too, because you done seen what happened to them now, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that worthy adversary is like very important. Even if they like used to be cool or whatever, like that add emotion to it or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like kind of in a sense, like falling in love with the villain a little bit.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. So speaking of like attention getters and like that backstory, that history, I want to get into this Malice in the Palace documentary because that's dear to us. We from Detroit.
Off top.
And we
great documentary though.
Great documentary. We actually watched the game
live.
Man,
I think we all might have been watching it live.
Nah, for real. I remember like vividly watching that with my parents.
Yep.
And that was like at a time where we was like really into the game. I really was watching every game with my parents, and just watching that, we was getting our butts kicked.
Yeah,
and then you seen that happen, and I just remember Ben Wallace just walking over, and I was watching it. I could not believe it, bro. I'm like, you know, one of the ones like you probably like outside, you see like a fight happening.
Yeah,
you're surprised.
it felt like, just like that. I remember, bro.
Like, talk to me. What made that documentary, or just give me your insight on what you seen from the documentary? Because we seen like the actual fight, but they went in detail like what happened behind the story with like individual players from the Pacers and all of that. Like,
well, it just grabbed my emotion instantly because, like you said, I remember it. I was with my uncle in the room, like watching the game. Then it was over, so he went to go, you know what I'm saying, do his laundry. Yeah. They got to fight. I'm like, they fighting. So like that. That alone, like that just grabbed my attention. Then the backstory really important too, because us being from Detroit, you know what I'm saying, we don't even really feel Indiana side of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't really think about it. We just thinking about, you know what I'm saying, what happened at the Palace. You know what I'm saying? Our story and why, you know what I'm saying, our fans did that. But we ain't really think about the backlash, the players on Indiana, or you know how they fans felt, or Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? I mess with Reggie. You know what I'm saying? He ain't like my favorite player, but I ain't got nothing against Reggie. You know what I'm saying? How it affected his career. So it was just wild to see that here. Like I was just thinking about. I always thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Especially since it happened since I was a kid. I always thought about it from our perspective and never really looked at, you know what I'm saying, like Indiana perspective.
Yeah, after watching it, make you feel real bad for Reggie Miller. Because I mean, I don't know if they would have beat the Pistons, but that kind of messed up their opportunity.
Right, it did.
To even, like, compete again.
Right.
And then you see that Jermaine O'Neal actually was another person who was hurt from it. And then, like, he went from going to the league from high school, and his whole like situation about not getting playing time and then leaving, and the Pacers giving him that opportunity, and for all that to happen.
I mean, that moment kind of, you know what I'm saying, it just put him in a real bad spot. I don't want to say it ended his career, but it's like it put him in a bad spot because he was on his way to averaging he was consistently averaging 20 and 10. That's good big man numbers, you know what I'm saying, almost great big numbers.
Yeah, he was already an all-star.
Consistently doing that until the, you know what I'm saying, Malice. I think he was probably an all-star like a year or two after that. Then, you know what I'm saying, it's just the situation, man. It's kind of whack when you really think about it. Like you just be, especially with basketball, the NBA, you really be feeling for like.
And another key part that I paid attention to, like Ron Artest's part, where he said that he wasn't, because when we look at it with him laying on the scoring table, we look at it as, oh, that was disrespectful. But from what he said, because you know back then they didn't think about like mental health like that. So he was saying that he was in a position where he was thinking about therapy, and him laying on the scoring table was reminding him of being in therapy.
I understand what his thought process was, but he should have went back and do that. You can't lay on nobody's scoring table. I'm sorry, like you should have laid on the bench. Then at one point, you know what I'm saying, he was like, "Yeah, I got Steven Jackson around."
He did say that. Yeah.
Like, come on, I see what you said, but I know what you was on. Like, I know what you was on. Like, you was like, yeah, they not gonna touch me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do understand. You know, I just really see both sides.
Yeah.
So, like, do you think like, well, for sure he should have never got the cup thrown at him or nothing like that. But do you think like the scorers, him laying on the scorers table was worthy of us like being frustrated? You know, as fans.
I mean, it really body language.
Yeah,
it just looked like he didn't care.
Right.
Because for one, you already did a hard foul, and it's just the situation. You do.
And
all
then that was
that.
another thing. Like Like, y'all already winning, man. Y'all. I mean, that's the part that nobody didn't really focus on in the documentary.
Yeah, they kept him in the game too.
Right, and Jamal Tinsley was being petty. Like, you telling him to get his foul now, like the game over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all knew. I know we all in this room knew Ben Wallace's brother had passed away because they talked about that before the game.
And you played.
Saying? So it's just, that's why you don't do that type of stuff, man. Like, it's just petty. You know what I'm saying? It's a petty event. Really, Jamal Tinsley is the one who started everything.
He did start it.
For real. No cap. He the one that started everything. The game was over. Everybody was chilling. You know what I'm saying? So
He egged them on.
yeah, it's just a rough situation, man, all around. You know what I'm saying? The only person that seemed happy was the guy who threw the cup. He the only one chilling now.
Man, did you see him getting off in them
Yeah, he's good.
Like, bro.
He good for sure.
Yeah.
So, it's just a. He said at one point, talking about he just wish he didn't stick his leg out to trip right. That was perfect. Though.
Yeah.
That part was perfect, man.
All right. So speaking on, well, we talked about how good that documentary is. Like, just real quick, like, tell me like what documentary in the future you would like to see, or something that a situation that we know of but we want to go in deeper. Like, what's a good future documentary?
Man, it's a lot. I was over here thinking about it. I would like to see. I started thinking about like impossible documentaries I can see, you know what I'm saying, like from past like sports or athletes or whatever. But I would like to see like a week long, not a week long, a season long day in the life of Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I would like to see Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Stuff with him, R.I.P. Kobe. But that's obvious, you know, but like just being more intricate, like I would like to see the week-long grind of Tom Brady, like a day in the grind, like to show that, you know what I'm saying, even up to the Super Bowl, like that would, like what he do on his daily basis, his rituals, his morning routine, like I feel like that, I need that, you know what I'm saying. What about you?
Well, I just thought about this. Well, my first favorite basketball player was Tracy McGrady. I would love to see a Tracy McGrady documentary, because he never really got to like be the player he should have been, or get a chance to win a ring because of his back problems. But while saying that, I think it should just be a injury documentary, or however you want to name it. And you got Brandon Roy, Derrick Rose, Tracy McGrady, all these people who careers kind of got like stopped from that major injury. Right. I would like to see a documentary like that. Right. Just different people talking about them situations. I think that would be dope.
That would be dope, for sure.
Yeah, but again, you know, it was a good topic. We love sports. We could go about this all day long.
No cap.
You know what I'm saying? Because we hoop ourselves. We just, you know, athletes within our own right. And we appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, for tuning in again. We're going to keep rocking. You know, if you got some opinions, you know, whatever.
Questions, stuff y'all think we should talk about, topics.
Everything. Comment, please. And we appreciate it. So, you know, wrapping it up. And appreciate you for tapping into our mentals with the Cerebral Junkies.
We got y'all next week. We'll be back. Y'all already know.
We out.